Do you know what? I love the beach. It's my happy place. And it's no secret that I love food too.
Beautiful.
A good meal can make my heart sing.
I like a breakfast hash.
And soothe my soul.
I'm always dancing in my kitchen, I can't help it.
So I'm getting out and about, meeting some amazing people, producing wonderful, feel-good food.
Wow.
And I'll be sending my friend and fellow chef, Joseph Dennison off in search of some inspirational stories of his own.
It's so good.
All the amazing characters and flavours we discover will inspire me to conjure up a treasure chest of delicious dishes that I know will put a smile on your face too.
Yeah, boy. Yummy top.
Can I finish now?
I'll make a racket, didn't they, eh? Yeah. Feast your eyes on that.
So join me on my travels and in my kitchen for some good mood food. Hello, how are you? And welcome. Now, today's show is all about Mother Nature's finest treasures. We are talking nuts and seeds. They are so much more than a snack. Coming up on today's show. I'll be on Merseyside meeting a man who's nutty about peanut butter. And giving this store cupboard staple a starring role in my sweet potato and spinach stew. Joseph's on the hunt for a tasty breakfast treat.
That's so delicious. And so healthy.
And I'll be making some scrumptious snack bars guaranteed to give you some get up and go. Nothing like a bit of energy in the morning, is there? And I'll be serving my catch of the day, Seabass with roasted pepper and almond sauce. And of course, I love having nuts in my recipes. So today, my first recipe is all about adding nuts to give it a wonderful crunchy texture. And we've got a bit of tanginess along the way too. We're talking roasted beetroots, candied walnuts and goat's cheese salad. Simple enough to do if you get the product right, and we are talking wonderful beetroots here. Pour some water on top of them in a roasting tray, okay? I've got my oven there, that's on 180 degrees. Bit of foil, pop that on top. And what we're doing here is we're creating a really lovely seal. All right, that means that we're sealing in all that wonderful flavour, and not only that, will help them cook beautifully. Let's pop them in the oven now. Cook away, beetroots, cook away. Ah, absolutely lovely. Now, we talked about candied walnuts. A little bit of butter going into your pan first, followed by some sugar. Just using some caster sugar here. All right, let those kind of melt together a little bit. And I'm adding the addition of a little bit of chili flake. I've been talking about like a quarter of a teaspoon, just a pinch. Just give that a little bit of a stir. Okay. A little bit of patience, and then suddenly the sugar dissolves. The colour slightly changes, all right? We're looking for kind of caramel, really, all right? And once we get to that stage, there they are, we can take our walnuts here and put them in there. Just mix them together. Can you see what I'm doing there? Just bringing those together beautifully. Lovely. And then we're just going to take them, all right, and we're just going to pop them onto greaseproof paper, if you like, parchment paper. There they are. There's all our lovely walnuts. Put them to one side, allow them to cool down a little bit, and then we'll add them to our salad a little bit later. What about that dressing? I'm going to take my walnut oil, okay, and a little bit of olive oil going in there too. Red wine vinegar, which I like to use quite a bit. Cider vinegar, red wine vinegar is my sort of my go-to, really. There we are. A little bit of English or Dijon mustard going in there. And of course I've got some honey, which I absolutely love. There we are. Drizzle that in. Ooh, yeah. And it just wouldn't be a beautiful dressing if it didn't have some form of citrusness going through it. And a bit of orange zest to start with, guys. There you go. And the juice. There we are. Squeezy, squeezy, squeezy. Perfect. Lovely. Here we are. Give that a little bit of a swizzle. You know what's missing, don't you? Shall we add a little bit of S&P? Oh yeah, go on then. Little touch of Susie salt. A little bit of Percy pepper going in there too. Now, when you start talking about heritage beetroots, just look at these guys. Look, aren't they beautiful? These are the golden beetroots. You know, they're all the different varieties, and a lot of these old-fashioned varieties of vegetables are coming back into trend again. You know, they're absolutely lovely. Why shouldn't they? I'm just going to take off that little bit there, okay? And then I'm going to put that onto a setting which is about 3 millimetres. That's really quite thin. But the real beauty, of course, is that we can then toss that into our dressing, and we know that it will be slightly pickled, if you like. I think that'll be enough. Let's have a look at that, shall we? Look at these guys. Can you see what we've got here? Can you see that? Isn't that lovely, that kind of thinness, all right? Look at those, beautiful. And look at the lovely circles that you get in there. There's our sliced beetroots. They're looking very, very pretty. Here we are. How pretty is that? There you go. There we are. Look at these guys. Wow, eh? Looks like one of my shirts. Here we are. Look at that, beautiful. Okay, remember the dressing? Let's get a little bit of that. And let's pour about 3/4 of that onto our sliced beetroots here. And I'm just kind of rubbing it through so all those lovely flavours kind of work together. That's it, just push that down. And then we will pop that to one side. All right, let's crack on. Now, hey, I've been doing a bit of peeling. I've been doing a bit of peeling for you. I've also been doing a bit of cooling. So after my beetroots came out of the oven, these are still warm. You can see I've started to peel off the skins. And what I've got here, well, Dr. Harriott, what are you up to today? Well, Doctor, I've been roasting for a bit too long. They put me in the oven and I just couldn't escape. Well, I tell you what you got to do. What's that then? Is if I peel off a layer of your outer skin, it will bring back some life into you again, and you'll be lovely and tenderized and ready to eat. Oh, I'm so happy. There you go. Right. I have put on my gloves, guys. I'm just rubbing these. You can do it under a tap, but I'm doing it here so you can just see the full effects of it. Look at that, look. You just drag it off, and you can use it, and look at that, you can see what it is. You end up with that lovely glossiness. Let's get rid of that skin, we don't need that. Absolutely beautiful. Look at those. Really, really lovely. Just love that. It's now all about servings. We've got our beautiful sliced bits of heritage beetroot that I'm just going to pop around my plate like this. Look at that, all the different colours and stuff like that. Don't get too concerned about where everything is. It's just a matter of making it look really, really pretty. All right, bringing that all together. Look at these guys, look. Absolutely lovely. Isn't that gorgeous? Just fantastic, look at that. Just amazing. Love the look of that. Ooh. And our other beetroots here. That's it, nice. Sometimes I like it nice and some nice chunky pieces just sort of nestled around like this. All that lovely. And I've got a bit of lamb's lettuce here that I'm using, just piling up in the middle there like that. Can you see? Just keeping it nice and simple. Now, what about those candied walnuts you've seen me there? Just dropping through. If you wanted to, you just snap. Can you see how I'm just snapping those? All right, beautiful. Can leave a few whole and just snap a few. There we are. Look at that. Lovely. Bit of candied walnut on there. Oh, is that looking so chefy? Little bits of goat's cheese here. Can you see I'm just dropping little tiny droppets of goat's cheese? Yeah, touch of fresh mint. There we are. Little bit of that mint just going around there. And last but not least, just drizzle that on there like that. And there we have it, my roasted beetroot, candied walnut and goat's cheese salad, full of crunch, nutritiousness and happiness, all on a plate. Today, we're delving into nuts and seeds. I used walnuts to add a satisfying crunch to a flavourful salad. My pal and fellow chef Joseph is trying out a breakfast full of nuts and seeds. And I make some energy bars perfect for an on-the-go breakfast. Before all that, I got a behind-the-scene glimpse of a peanut butter factory. I've come to Birkenhead in Liverpool to meet a man who thinks peanut butter should be fun. He's the founder of the Funky Nut Company, and he's taken peanut butter to a whole new level. I can't wait to find out more. Julian, how you doing, my man? Yeah, fantastic.
Let me just turn the machines off.
What an amazing system you've got here. So you put the peanuts in here. How many peanuts would you actually get through then in, say, a week?
We can possibly get through about 5 tons of peanuts in a day with our little machines.
In a day?
And it adds up during a week.
Wow, that's a lot of peanuts.
So we put the roasted peanuts in here, goes through the first cut, goes through a second cut and comes out really baby smooth, which is what the customers like.
And then we go through this stage, so we've got that, we grind it down, it gets a bit coarse, you end up with the smooth.
Yeah.
Can you show me what happens after that?
So if you see this, it's our dark chocolate. So we're melting this now to go into one of our products.
The smell!
There's no better smell than that.
Really...
When we're doing this, Birkenhead smells of dark chocolate, and it's not a bad way to go.
It's the warm chocolate smell, it just kind of, you know, just...
Unctuous,
floats around
luxurious.
Yeah, unctuous. You've got
It
all
just
the
makes
words.
a better product.
He's a nutologist. He's got a nutology.
Well done, Ainsley.
Come on, let's go and have a look at your other bits. Oh, wow. And this is just one variety. What's going on in these little tubs?
Here we have our peanut butter rocks. It's a chocolate peanut butter, but we top it off with almost half a bag of M&Ms.
And it's just a tub of this. Can I put a tub
Of
on?
course you can, yeah.
Someone will probably get one of these special ones going on here. That's okay. Am I going a bit too much here?
Well, no, I'm going to mark these as Ainsley specials so the customers understand there's a bit of a price premium for these ones. But, you know, but this isn't where we end. We make a whole range of stuff. We do sea salt and black pepper for the more discerning taste, but we make a caramel crunch. Or we have a couple of secret missions in the pipeline as well, so you'll have to keep an eye on us.
Really?
Yeah.
You're going to put a little bit of Scotch bonnet pepper in there?
Well, you never know what might happen, my friend.
Yeah,
peanut butter, you know, I just see the peanut butter doesn't need to sit in the spreads aisle. It should be everywhere else. But I'll tell you what, why don't we go down and see how the rest of the stuff is finished off?
That's it. Well done. Brilliant.
Okay, Ainsley, so this is the next process. After we put the peanut butter in the jars, we put the caps on the peanut butter. Get yourself busy, Ainsley.
Okay, all right, yeah.
We're a team here. So as we're doing that, what we then do is send them down the machine. This machine here, it tightens the caps. We've already put them on there. Make sure that the seal's right and the customer's not going to be unhappy about it. And that's the way it goes. This can do 30 pots a minute. Not big by factory terms, but you know what? It's big enough for us. So this is our favourite machine in the whole factory. Puts the labels on. If I take one off now, you can see exactly what's happening.
Wow.
We use a nice clear label.
Peanut rocks.
But look at it.
Wow, look at that. I love it when you can see all your little sort of coloured rocks on the top there. Brilliant.
And this is it, ready to go directly to the customer. As fresh as possible.
Wow,
Huh?
wow.
You must feel proud every day then.
Each one is a baby to me, Ainsley. Each one's a baby. Going into the big wide world.
Oh, that's brilliant. Put it there, my man.
Thank you very much.
Bang, it's brilliant.
Let's get a coffee.
Yeah, come on then. Wow, that was really exciting going to the Funky Nut Company, coming up with some really genuinely good ideas to top or mix with their peanut butter. But I've planted the seed of Scotch bonnet pepper in his head. Just wonder if Julian will come up with something spicy. And boy, did he deliver. Check this out. Thank you so much, Julian. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to use this in my next dish, my sweet potato, spinach and peanut stew. Lovely, love to include a bit of the old peanut butter in all sorts of things, and it works particularly well in this stew. Let's kick off, guys. Get your saucepan, a nice heavy base saucepan. And I'm going to take some coconut oil and put in there. Of course, you could use a bit of olive oil if you want, or a bit of vegetable oil. I've got a red onion. I'm just going to chop that up now. And if you haven't got a red onion, not imperative, buy it by all means. You know, a bit of white onion is just as good. Pop that into our saucepan with our coconut oil. I've got some ginger. I'm just going to grate that ginger straight into my pan. Bit of garlic too. There we are. Same thing I'm doing there. I'm just grating my garlic. All the garlic. That's it. In we go. Now, getting wonderfully aromatic. This little baby really helps. A Scotch bonnet pepper. This is one of my absolute faves. In that goes a couple of bay leaves too, which I think are particularly nice, you know, just kind of flavour it up a little bit. And what about some spices? Sweet paprika, unsmoked, okay? I've put those cloves next to it, just to indicate if you wanted to, you could crush those up and put a bit of fresh clove in there. Let's get that in there. Or, if you wanted to, you could add a little pinch here of ground clove. It's wonderful. Taking a pinch of that, literally a little pinch, look at that, there you go. That's going in there. And I've also got some turmeric here. Lovely, you can get hold of a bit of fresh stuff. Let's stir those through. Getting really lovely now, wonderfully aromatic. A red pepper. I'm using a red pepper here, guys, but, you know, if you haven't, you've got a green one or a yellow one, or an orange one. So many colours now, aren't they, eh? Just get it, chop it up, and that all goes into our saucepan, along with our sweet potato. Look at this, nice. There you go, nice chunky bits of sweet potato. You can cut it on the angle if you want, keep it like that. See what I mean about cutting it on the angle? You just kind of make it a little bit interesting. If you want to keep it straight, you can. It just means that when, you know, you put food on the plate, it just looks a little bit different. That's okay, beautiful. All of that's going in. It's all blending together beautifully now, and as I stir that round, you can see all those spices and everything are clinging on to the bits of sweet potato. That's lovely. Now, let's add some other bits and pieces. Have add a bit of tomato puree going in there. Just a squirt, you know, it's like a tablespoon really. That's okay, in that all goes. I've got a tin of tomatoes here. They're also going in there. There we are. Along with some black eyed peas. I like it, black eyed peas. Here we are. Look at that. Now you can see it's beginning to take shape. Isn't that lovely? Hey? And what's missing there, Ains? What's missing? Now, Julian
has done this especially for me because I gave him the challenge of including a bit of Scotch bonnet pepper, and he has done such a good job. This has got a bit of a kick to it, which I love. Let's going to take a bit of that. Fantastic. Thank you, mate. Wonderful texture. Ideal for putting into my beautiful stew. There it is. Let's stir that in, and that's it. Can you see? Look at the thickness already with the peanut in there, all right? So we're just going to moisten it with some vegetable stock. Ah, beautiful. Yeah, the perfect veggie dish, this really is. Absolutely lovely.
Just pop on the lid and let it simmer for 20 to 25 minutes.
Hey, let's check this out. Here we are, look. There we are. That's cooking beautifully. Floating on top there is our Scotch bonnet pepper that's just giving that a lovely heat into that stew, and more importantly, that wonderful Scotch bonnet flavour. Yeah, boy. Gorgeous, love that. That's the stew, looking good. Okay, I've got a bit of lemon that I'm going to take there and squeeze into it. Lovely. A bit of lemon going into the, adds a lovely touch of freshness into our peanut stew. Along with some coriander here. I'm going to keep a little bit back to sprinkle on top, but I tell you what, I'm going to, a bit of stalk. Can you see a bit of stalk? Really don't mind that. You know what I feel about my stalk. All of that goes in there. That will add a lovely freshness to it, especially with the lemon that we've just put in. And then, look at this, fresh spinach leaves. A good handful of that. We're just going to pop that on top there like that now. Okay, just give that a little bit of a pokey, pokey, pokey. That's it. Beautiful, guys. All right. Literally just 30 seconds. Yeah, my serving dish. And I think it's particularly nice when we serve it with a little bit of flatbread, okay? So, shop-bought flatbread, or you can make your own. So I think these are just lovely. Going to take some of these. Here we are. A few of these are little flatbreads around the edge there. Now, our stew is ready, and I'm going to serve that with some giant couscous. You know me and my couscous, but I love it. This giant couscous goes so well. It's got a lovely texture to it. So we're going to take some of that. There we are. Beautiful. That's it. Fabulous. Look at this. Bringing my bowl over here, guys. Look. Ooh. Absolutely beautiful. There we are. Ah, remember what I said about the coriander? Just a little bit, though. No, don't need too much of that. Just a touch. Just to let that dot around like that. Ah, there you have it, my spinach, sweet potato and peanut stew. Why? Come on, come on, come on, come on, get nutty. Today's show is full of nuts and seeds. I've already made a delicious salad complete with a nutty crunch and a comforting stew with my very own peanut butter. And there are plenty more nutty treats still to come with my energy-packed bars and a succulent fish with a red pepper and almond sauce. But first, it's time to join Joseph in the Cotswolds for a spot of breakfast.
A healthy start to the day always puts me in a good mood, and they say that breakfast is the most important meal, which is why I'm here to meet Debs at the 4th Bed and Breakfast to find out why her guests have been raving about her granola. I can't wait to see what she puts in it. Hey, Debs.
Hi, Joe. Just in time for breakfast.
Amazing. What a beautiful kitchen you've got here.
Oh, thank you.
This all started out as a B&B, so I'm very curious as to how it became this granola business. Talk to me about how that happened.
So, yeah, absolutely. This was a B&B, and I baked all of our own granola. Guests absolutely raved about the granola, loved it, and kept telling me, actually, you should sell it by the bag. So I thought, right, let's actually give this a go. And it's just grown from there.
I'm intrigued by what we've got going on here. Talk me through this. What flavour are we making now?
There are 5 different varieties. This is cacao, orange, and baobab.
That sounds absolutely delicious. What's first?
So we've got the organic gluten-free jumbo oats here, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, cacao nibs, so it gives a nice texture there.
I love those as well.
Yeah, I
delicious.
know. They're great, aren't they? We've got a little bit of cinnamon here, just to add that little bit of spice. Baobab powder. Have you tried baobab powder before?
I was actually just about to ask. I never have. Talk me through that. What is baobab powder?
It's actually the fruit of a tree called the baobab. It's African. This is actually from Tanzania, and this one, and it's called the tree of life. So it is full of nutrients. It's absolutely amazing. Your cacao powder. And lastly, the almonds. Joe, could you do me a favour? Would you mind chopping those in large chunks?
Yes,
Is
chef.
that okay?
I'll get right on that, chef.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Right, how's that?
Perfect. Yeah, just chuck that in there. Thank you.
This is all of the dry ingredients.
Yep.
What's the next step from here?
So, the next step from here, so here's what I prepared. Hello. So, we have in here cold-pressed rapeseed oil. I've ended up marinating some orange peel, which I marinate for like 24 hours with the rapeseed, and also honey. Just going to add the orange blossom in now. So those finishing touches to the wet ingredients. Okay.
So now that that orange blossom's gone in, is that ready to get poured into the dry mixture?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's amazing as well, you know, how thick this is. So next stage is that we get this onto the baking trays.
That looks divine.
Yeah, and you can really see here, like, just all those almonds and the sesame seeds.
So, is this ready for the oven now?
Yeah, it is.
Let's do it.
Okay, cool.
The granola has been in the oven. It should have been about 35 minutes now, and I cannot wait to try it.
Breakfast is served.
Oh, look at this.
There you go.
Right, this looks amazing.
Dig in.
I'm going to try and get a little bit of everything in here. So I've got the nuts,
Yeah.
got all of this. That is absolutely delicious. I mean, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
When people tell me that the food is sort of health-based, I think, oh God, it's not going to be that tasty. You never would have thought. That's so delicious and so healthy.
Yeah, and chunky nuts. Lots and lots of your chunky nuts
That
as well.
texture's great. I'm definitely taking some home.
Go for
and
it.
maybe one for Ainsley as well.
Ah, enjoy.
Thank you. I'll be honest, I don't think Ainsley's ever going to get this.
What, no granola? I'll have to order my own, Joe. But that was really, really lovely. And what about that little doggy at the end when he's sweet? Ooh. I've got to say that nuts and seeds really are a great way to start the day. And my next dish is one of those grab-and-go recipes that you think, yeah, why didn't I think of that before? I'm going to be making my fruity oat energy bars. Well, we do like a bit of that, don't we? Nothing like a bit of energy in the morning, is there? Simply enough to do. I've got some orange juice here that I'm going to put onto my stove. I'm going to turn that onto a lowish heat to start with.
Beautiful. Then I'm going to hit that with some dates. Okay, these are pitted dates, so there's no stone in there. Literally, I'm going to pop that inside my juice and bring that up to a little bit of a boil and let them simmer, and that will soften them beautifully. Then we can add our sugar. That's it, quite a bit of sugar. I've also got some butter. So the sugar, the butter's going in there, along with some maple syrup. Okay, and a pinch of salt. That's it. Then give that a little bit of a stir, and just to dissolve the sugar, and that really, that will get really lovely and pulpy. Should just leave that ticking away there on the stove. Let's talk about ingredients, shall we? Look what I've got here. I've got some oats that I'm going to put into my bowl. Okay, just good old quality oats, not too fine. You can see that nice coarse oats going into my bowl. Next up, we've got the seeds here, and I've got some pumpkin and sunflower seeds. You really can't ring the changes. Any sort of seeds that you've got, you kind of think, oh, that's nice. Throw a few of those in. This is what I'm using. That's my combination there. On top of that, what about a bit of desiccated coconut, dried coconut? So, so lovely. Another item that you might have in your cupboard there that you kind of think, when am I going to use that up? There you go. Sesame seeds. Yeah, let's pop those sesame seeds in there. Some dried cherries. Yeah, look at them. They don't look very much, do they? But boy, do they pack a punch. Another thing that does that is my dried cranberries. Here they are. Love them. Yeah, them bad boys. Throw them in there like that. Beautiful. Spice it up. I like a little spice that creates a little bit of warmth. What would you say if I said to you, I fancy a warm spice? You'd say, cinnamon, cinnamon, let's have cinnamon. You're dead right there. There you go. There's your cinnamon going in there too. And I've got some other nuts that I want to show you that I'm going to put into my wonderful fruity energy bars. Here, pecan and almonds. And we'll pop those onto my board here. There we are. Give them a little bit of a chop. Nice and gentle, all right? Just kind of blitz that through. Fab. And then we can take our nuts, our roughly chopped nuts, they're all going in there too. There we are. And shall we give that a bit of a stir? Combined, just to remind you of all the wonderful ingredients in there. Look at that. Oh, look, isn't that gorgeous? Then we can take our lovely mixture. Can you see that? Oh, I could just put that on a bit of a toast now, or spread that on a croissant or something like that. Eh? Really, really lovely. I'm going to take that and I'm going to pour that on top of my oats and cherries and nuts and everything. There it goes. All of that's going in there. Get all that goodness out of there. That's it. Lovely stuff. And that's it. A little bit of a folding in going on here, making sure all our oats are well coated in that lovely, thick, date pulpy syrup. Oh, lovely. I'm feeling nutty, so nutty like never before. With my fruity bars, you'll travel real far, and fried breakfast will be no more. I'm feeling nutty, so nutty like never before. Oh, lovely. Danny Kaye would have been proud of me, wouldn't he, eh? Who's Danny Kaye, Mum? There you go. Look at that. Look at that scrumptiousness. Look at that. Oh, can see the goodness in there, can't you? Perfect. Now, I've got a tray here, lined. You know what it's all about? Yeah, lining it with a bit of parchment paper so it can lift out really easy. And then we're just going to take this and we're going to transfer our lovely nuttiness and healthiness straight into our tray. There you go. Look at that goodness there. Beautiful. Yeah. And then using the back of the spoon, just kind of ease it around like that. Can you see? That's it, a little bit of easing going on there. Push that right into the corners, guys. Okay, then I'm going to pop this into my oven. That's a 170 fan. That's gas mark 5. Literally 15, 20 minutes. Keep an eye on it. It's lovely and golden. Then we'll take it out, let it rest up and cut away. And I've taken these out of the oven. I've cooled them on my wire rack, and now we can chop them up. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? That's beautiful. Very proud of that. Like that a lot. And we're just going to chop this up now. Cut. Beautiful. Oh, wow. Look at this, eh? Perfect. That's it. A proper bar, a proper energy bar, a proper fruity energy bar. Let's stack some of these on here, shall we? Yeah, look at these guys. Look at these gorgeous babies here. Look at them. Mmm. Wow. And there you have it. My fruity oat energy bars, keeping you on the go. Today has been a celebration of nuts and seeds, those tiny little gems, and the show has been packed full of them. From my flavourful salad with candied walnuts, to a sweet potato stew with a very special peanut butter. Yeah, boy. To bars packed with energy and nuts and seeds. My final dish today is full of punchy flavours. Pan-fried sea bass with a roasted red pepper and almond sauce. Oh, it's something that kind of fills me with joy when I see these combinations, because they really do deliver. First of all, I'd like to toast off my almonds, not flaked almonds. You can see these are whole almonds. And you do have to be a little bit sort of patient with this, all right? Just as you think, oh, nothing's happening, you walk away, you'll come back, you'll burn them. You do not want to get that burnt flavour in here, all right? We just want to toast them off lightly. Dad, Uncle Sam's on the phone. Tell him I'm phoning back. Why is that? I'm toasting my almonds. Nearly there now. You can see they're just beginning to toast, all right? The oil's beginning to come out of the nut, and they're beginning to brown a little bit. Here we go. We're going to take these now and pop those into my food processor. Blitz them up. Ah. You can actually smell it, you know what I mean? When you've toasted something like this and you put it in the processor and it starts blitzing around. Smell is fabulous. It really is lovely. OK, next is our roasted red peppers. I'm using a jar of roasted red peppers. It's one of those products that you really can't go wrong with, I don't think. But this, for me, is convenient and easy enough. So there we are. Bit of that. In we go. And then I'm going to add the addition of some cayenne and a little bit of paprika. Not too much, you can see, just kind of probably a half a teaspoon or something like that going in there. All right, a little bit of garlic. And some red wine vinegar. That's it, lovely. And we're just going to blitz those up again. Lovely. Okay, now a little bit of lemon juice going in there. Lovely. And we're going to blitz it again. And whilst that's blitzing on this occasion, we're going to add about 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Nice and slowly. Have a little bit of a check. Wow, so vibrant that it just looks so good. I'm just going to season it up a little bit. We've got a little bit of salt going in there, a touch of pepper, and I'm just going to take a bit of parsley here, roughly chop that, and we give it another quick blitz, and then pop that back into a saucepan. There, wow. Now, here we go. Remember the saucepan we had before with our almonds in it? I'm using that again. Just going to warm that through very gently. That's lovely. Oh, wow, look at that. Look at the colour of that. It's just fantastic. Love it with all those almonds and everything in there. Perfect. Now, let's move on. What do we like to serve it with? Well, I like to serve it with broccoli spears or some broccoli florets. And that's exactly what I've got here. I'm going to be used to florets. All right, and I'm just snapping those like that. That's what you call a floret, all right? It's kind of a slightly large floret. You can have a baby floret. Now, we don't want to get too small, so you can get to that stage. You can just snap it off. You can see, put my knife in there and just snap a bit off like that. I'll just trim that down a bit. There we are. And that is our florets. And then we're just going to take those and just pop them straight in there. Literally 3 or 4 minutes, guys. That's it. Now, whilst that's coming up to the boil, let's prepare our sea bass fillets. It's absolutely lovely. All the bones have been taken out of them. And what I want to do, I'm just going to get a little bit of a cut going in there, all right? Just like that. Here we are. Just using the knife, just to cut through it, just ever so gently, like that. There you go. All right, that's going to prevent it from curling up in the pan. So a little bit of oil going onto my fish. Here we are. That's beautiful. Season it up. And we're going to put this in, skin side down, into a nice hot pan. Okay. And a real beauty of cooking fish, of course, like this. Literally a couple of minutes in the pan. All right, 2 or 3 minutes, turn it over, 1 more minute, and then out of the pan you have perfectly cooked fillets of sea bass. Perfect. Now, always wash your hands after you touch raw meat or fish. Don't forget that. Now, broccoli is ready. I'm putting the broccoli straight back into my saucepan. And then I'm going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil on top of the florets. That's it. Season them up with a touch of salt and pepper. And I'll throw in a few flaked almonds. Okay, let's turn over these fish. And once you turn that fish over, then turn the heat off. The residual heat in the pan is enough to finish cooking it. All right, guys, don't overcook it. You want a lovely, nice piece of succulent fish. Right, I think it's about time to serve up. I want you to take some of that lovely red peppered sauce. There you go. There we are. Just put that across there like that. Beautiful. Fab. Now, those florets of broccoli, I'm just going to just take those, put them there. Wow, lovely. Like this. There we are. Look at that. Fab. And what about some of those almonds, eh? And finally, my scored fish. A wedge of lemon, there we are. And there you have it, a perfect dish, especially for two. Who you got coming round tonight? My pan-fried sea bass with a roasted red pepper and almond sauce, accompanied by broccoli florets and some toasted almonds. I think today I've shown there's more to nuts and seeds than just a snack, and I hope I've inspired you to get cooking with them. They add texture, they add flavour, they give you energy, and maybe, just maybe, they'll put you in a good mood.